Hi, madam. Good evening. My name is Amit Raj, and with me here is my group members, Tashrina, Gira Devi, and Rafisha. We would like to thank you in advance for joining us for this interview. Ma'am, if you don't mind, could you introduce us by telling us your name, where are you from, and what school are you currently teaching?
Okay, hi. I'm Indra Sockalingam from Puchong, Bandar Kinrara. Currently, I'm teaching in SK Bukit Kuchai, Puchong, Selangor. And I've been teaching at this present school for the past 8 years now.
Okay, thank you, Madam. If you don't mind me, okay, you've been teaching for 8 years, okay. All right, ma'am. So now we'll be going briefly into the interview questions. So I'll pass on to one of my group members, Ravisha. Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you, madam. Hello, madam. Okay, so the first question will be, how many years of experience have you had in teaching oral?
I can't hear her.
Okay, sorry, madam, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Right. So the first question will be, how many years of experience have you had in teaching oral?
Okay, I have been teaching since the first year of teaching since 1994. I've been teaching oral for the past, if I'm not mistaken, 28 years.
Okay.
28 years.
28. Okay. The second question is teaching oral skills necessary in acquiring a second language?
I feel oral is very important in teaching English because it helps students to improve their language, the proficiency especially.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. So the third question is are there any specific approaches that you use in teaching oral skills?
Approaches.
Yes.
Okay.
Approaches.
You can actually teach oral through, with listening and speaking. Okay, the students listen to your, say, a passage you read, and then they answer your questions by speaking.
Okay, madam. Thank you so much. Then I'll pass the next question to my friend Tashrina.
Okay.
Hello, madam. I'm Tashrina here.
Yeah.
How do you assess the student's ability in terms of speaking and also listening?
Assess them through example, oral, they listen to a story, for example, in a radio. Okay, in the radio, and then they have to, like, when I ask them question based on the whatever they have heard, they should be able to answer from what they have heard. So it covers oral or listening and speaking.
For the next question, madam, do you have any suggestions on how to help the students that are too shy and too introverted to join class activities to improve their speaking skills?
Okay, we can actually have some group activities. We put them with the good students who are like able to speak fluently, students who are good in English, they can speak fluently. So these students can help the others, okay, in group work. And of course, we can give them phonics, teach them phonics by giving them songs, phonic songs, and so on. Example like ants on the apple, and so on. There are many now in the internet. You can just see it in the internet.
Okay, for the next question, what resources or technology do you find particularly helpful in teaching English as a second language for primary school level?
Again, please.
What resources or technologies do you find particularly helpful in teaching English as a second language for primary school level?
Okay, for primary school level, technology now there are so many. For example, now there is in those days I used to bring the students to the computer room to use the laptop, and there is a big screen in the room where I can show them the activity for the day and they can follow. But now I bring a big that what do you call that, um, my I use my phone, and I can, for example, if I want to teach a song, phonic song, I just use my uh,
Bluetooth
sorry,
speaker?
that sorry, I can't get the word. You can just use that phone and get the song to the. It's not a microphone. What do you call that?
Bluetooth speaker? Hmm.
Yes, sorry. The speaker, there's a special speaker where it is very loud. The whole class can hear. I just use my phone and the speaker, and it's very clear. Only thing, there's no picture, of course. But if there is a OHP, I can use it in the classroom. Just put it on the. I can play it on the whiteboard. It's very advanced now compared to those days. When I started teaching, it was so difficult. We have to write in the stencil. They call it stencil. You have to start write on your own. You have to draw the pictures. For example, if you want to teach phonic apple, okay, then you draw an apple and then you write the word apple. So you have to write it on a stencil. Rezo, they call it rezo, and you give to the students. But now the technology is so advanced, they have all the facilities where the students can just listen and then they can follow, and they're able to sing the song, or they can able to say the word clearly and correctly.
Thank you, madam. Now for the next question, I'll pass it to Gira Devi.
Hi, madam. I'm Gira Devi. So, my question is how can students improve their fluency in the targeted language? Are there any specific exercises or strategies you recommend?
Okay, fluency normally it comes together with phonics. They should be able to, of course, they should be able to know the word. They should be able to read, say, a paragraph, example. So once they are fluent in, pronouncing the word correctly, then the next level will be phrase level, where they should be able to say the phrase correctly, and they should be able to uh, read a sentence, maybe a simple sentence for level one. If they are in level two, of course, they should be able to read a compound complex sentence correctly. So that is involving fluency. And of course, it comes from the teacher. If the teacher can pronounce the word correctly, okay, fluently with the correct voice modulation, pronunciation, intonation, then the students will be able to follow. If we say it wrongly, then the students will also say it wrongly. This is where the oral is very important.
So my next question is, if you knew then what you know now after your years of experience in teaching oral, what will you have done differently?
Differently, okay, there is one problem which I always face with my students is the mother tongue interference. So the mother tongue interference, for example, most of them, they speak in Bahasa Malaysia. I can't avoid using Bahasa Malaysia in the class just to explain say, a new word they're learning for the day. So the first time they're listening, they do not know the word, then I have to use that word. So to rectify the problem, I can use pictures instead of words. For level one, use pictures to explain the word.
Next question, madam. What were the mistake you made in teaching oral that you wish you had not made?
Usage of Bahasa Malaysia, translating from one to their mother tongue. That is a mistake I've done, but I can't avoid it. Instead of uh, not understanding the word, I try to help them by using the mother tongue.
Thank you, madam. So now I will pass it to Amir Daraj.
Hello, madam. Thank you so much for answering the questions so far. Now, for my following question, did you ever encounter any objections from your students when conducting speaking activities? And how did you handle it?
It's not very clear. I think there's
Amy,
something wrong.
something's wrong.
Sorry?
Something's
Something
wrong.
is wrong with your mic.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but it's still buzzy.
Okay.
But yeah, madam, sorry.
No problem.
Hello. Is it better now or is it still the same?
It's the same. It's the same, Amy.
Okay. Okay. I'm helping Amy for the next question. Number 11, right? Number 11, right?
Actually, it's question 10. Actually.
Okay. Okay. So the next question is, did you ever encounter any objections from your students when conducting speaking activities? How did you handle it?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I encounter difficulties in teaching students who are not from English speaking background. That means they have never they don't speak English at home. So when we put them in a group where there are students who can speak very well, there are average students and students who cannot speak at all. So they have this inferior complex where they do not want to open their mouth, do not want to try. So for this kind of students, sometimes we have like games.
Mhm.
When we give them games like information gap and so on, games with information gap, they are forced to ask a question from the friend, to get the answer and so on. So that is also helpful. That really helps them where they are forced to talk and to get the answer. By doing this, they are speaking. Even if the teacher is not there, the teacher will know that the child has put in effort to speak to the friend to get the answer.
Okay.
This is what I feel. Sometimes students, they refuse to talk.
Okay.
Group
Okay.
work.
Okay, right, madam. Okay, the next question, madam. I'm so sorry, but we have to speed it up because we have another 8 minutes left. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So the next question is, what were some of the most effective assessment designs that best help in teaching students oral?
Okay, the best assessment, it can be like listening and listen to a story narrated by the teacher or any paragraph, simple paragraph, and then the students tick the. It can be a true false statement or questions based on the paragraph given or story given. So the students can put a tick or put a cross. That is one Another thing is listening to a passage and then closed passage, where there is blanks and the students listen and fill in the blanks. That could be an activity.
Okay. All right. Thank you, madam. So the next question is, what would you recommend in order to improve students' ability in oral and oral skills in the future? What is the best? What's the best in order to improve?
Okay. For the future, teachers should come up with new ideas, and the teacher, when she goes into the classroom, don't use the same method like I said, to use the radio or listen to the teacher narrating or the students narrating. You can come up with some other activities which are interesting, more interesting, and the students want to follow the oral activity, where you can have like something related to them, something which, for example, boys are normally interested in football, so you can just take one passage based on a football game or anything related to what they like, and you can give them listening oral based on the football game, or some issue which is like the latest issue, interesting issue, or whatever has happened in school. You can talk about it, or you prepare a passage or story based on that. Then it's something which is interesting. There are many activities, in fact, for oral, uh, you can just take one and for a day, one for one day, and just do it in the classroom.
Okay, madam. Okay, so this is the last one. Okay, what advice would you give someone considering that the person is becoming an ESL teacher for primary school students?
Okay. I myself, when I go into the classroom, I I will go down to their level. I am not an elderly person there. I will go down to their level. I sing with them. Okay, they love songs, nursery rhymes, be it nursery rhymes or phonic songs or anything which is educational. Okay, based on the topic for the day, you can start your set induction by singing. All right. For example, any nursery rhymes related to the topic for the day. Okay? For example, parts of the body. Then you can just sing head and shoulders, knees and toes, and so on. Catch their, you get their attention first. Get some catchy tune, music with catchy tune, songs with catchy tune, so that they will get attracted to you. Or draw something on the board to get their attention. Then you start the lesson. Okay, that's one. And of course, we ourselves should be a good example by, pronouncing the word correctly with the correct intonation, voice modulation, okay, and so on. I just feel like that, and interesting activities, of course, every day. Give them interesting activities.
Okay. Okay, madam. That is all from us. I am sorry for the inconvenience before, and I really appreciate this.
No problem.
I'll pass this to Emmy. Thank you, madam.
You're welcome. Bye.
All right, madam,
Thank
that
you
is
so
all
much,
from
madam.
our
Bye.
interview. Thank you so much for providing us with your time to go through this interview with all our questions. Thank you for teaching us a lot in doing this interview. I really hope you'll be inspired with all your notes and teaching advice. And thank you so much for inspiring us.
Okay, I hope I'm of a good help to you, and all the best for your future. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much,
Okay,
madam.
have a lovely day,
Thank you.
madam.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Good
Thank you
night.
so much, madam.
Bye.
Bye.